Hi there, my name's James Kelly and welcome back to Scot Goes Pop. I actually worked as an extra on Anna and the Apocalypse. I haven't seen the film, so I don't know whether I made the final cut, but it was a very fun Saturday morning in Port Glasgow, which is not a combination of words you'll hear very often. But I'm delighted to get the chance to use this particular pun because the latest GB-wide YouGov poll is indeed calamitous for the Labour Party, particularly in Scotland, and therefore for Anna Sarwar. But before I get to the YouGov numbers, it's worth pointing out that at the weekend there was an Opinium poll, not an opinion poll, but a poll from the company Opinium, which had Reform UK in the lead at 31%, with Labour behind, 9 points behind at 22%. And that may not sound very unusual. In fact, it's very similar to lots of polls from other companies, but it is unusual for Opinium because they've been consistently the most Labour-friendly polling company since the general election. So that's, I think, 2 points higher than any previous lead that Reform have had with Opinium. I think Labour's share of the vote, 22%, is 2 points lower than they've had at any point with Opinium. So that, it may just be margin of error noise, but it could also suggest that things have got worse for Labour recently. And the YouGov poll, it's hard to conclude that things have got worse for Labour because they are unchanged, but they're unchanged on 21%, which is pretty close to their post-election low with YouGov, so they're certainly not in a good place. In the YouGov poll, Reform UK are in the lead on 28%, which is up 1 on last week. Labour are on 21%, which is unchanged. The Conservatives are on 17%, which is also unchanged. The Liberal Democrats are on 16%, which is up 1. The Greens are on 10%, which is down 1. The SNP are on unchanged or on 3%, and Plaid Cymru are also unchanged on 1%. But it's these Scottish subsample numbers that are truly extraordinary. And okay, the sample size is small, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. But unlike other companies, YouGov do structure and weight their Scottish subsample numbers correctly. So these do have some credibility, albeit within a bigger margin of error than you would get for a full-scale Scottish poll. The SNP are in first place on 37%, which is almost twice the level of support for the second place party, which is Reform UK, who have 19%. In third place, it's the Liberal Democrats on 13%, which means that Labour are not only in fourth place, they're in joint fourth place on 11%, with the Conservatives also on 11%, and the Greens on 4%. And although it always seems a wee bit fanciful to do a seats projection based on a mere subsample, let's do it just for the fun of it. And it would give the SNP, this is in Westminster seats, of course, because the YouGov poll is for a Westminster election. The SNP would have 48 seats at the next election if this subsample was exactly right, and if it translates into the actual election result in Scotland. So that's up 39 on 2024. In second place would be the Liberal Democrats on 6 seats, which is unchanged. The Conservatives would actually be in third place on 3 seats, which is down 2. And Labour would be totally wiped out. They would be on 0 seats, which is down 37. Not even Ian Murray would survive this bloodbath. We used to think that Ian Murray would survive a nuclear war, which is presumably why his principal stance on Trident proved to be so malleable, but he would not survive this one. Well, okay, this is very unlikely to actually happen, but it is indicative of the scale of the problem that Labour face, and perhaps they should stop sticking their heads in the sand about it. Anyway, that's it for now. If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you later.